Are you the victim of virtual bounty hunters? What won't they put Godzilla in? Get ready for the most exciting train movie based on a board game ever. All this and more on Cutting Edge Hero Live. Welcome to Cutting Edge Hero! I am the Nerd King, Danny Stewart, your host for this and most episode of Cutting Edge Hero. Joined here in the Nerd Dungeon today by my co-host Joey Stewart and Landon Felter. Landon, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine. How are y'all doing?
I'm really doing well. Glad you were all here. Glad everybody could make it. Our technical director has still not joined the show, but I assure you they are coming. So again, you get me this week trying to dual duty host and run tech. So let's see how that goes down this week compared to every other week that it's been a train wreck. Anyway, we got some great news stories we're going to talk about here in a second, and then we're going to break down our 5 favorite cash grabs. But before we do all of that, what's the nerdiest thing you've done this week? Landon, we'll start with you.
You know what? I know I talked about it last week, but I'm going to just reiterate it again. It has been more Ascension. I finally got other people to get in on playing Ascension with us. Just playing with us. And it has been a blast. It's still been a blast. It's the thing that I'm really harping on recently.
Yeah, I will eventually have to check that out.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay. CJ with Nightmares and Nerdscapes is in the chat. He said this tech director feels like that one dude's girlfriend in high school. She's real, dude. I promise. And then Billy said, Billy Rhodes in the chat. Billy said, I thought it's been going pretty well. CJ says the nerdiest thing he's done this week. He beat Call of the Sea. If you love Lovecraftian and Myst, check it out. And Jesus Christ, Billy. Billy says the nerdiest thing he's done this week is get permabanned from Reddit.
Oh, wow. That's only like 100 things you can do recently that could get you permabanned from Reddit.
How does that happen?
We maybe don't want to know, but anyway. Joey, what is the nerdiest thing you've done this week?
Ascension, but different. Slay the Spire has Ascension levels, and we are working on going by level.
Joey's actually coming in kind of quiet right now. I could not hear him, actually.
Interesting. Okay. Let's fix the mic. Try again.
All right. How about now?
Perfect.
Okay.
So microphone cable came loose.
Playing a turn-based card game, Slay the Spire. They have Ascension levels. We have hit Ascension level 20 now.
Ooh.
So that's going to be fun. So that's double bosses at the end of the game before you fight the heart, which is going to be very, very dangerous. So see how that turns out.
Okay. So Justin Quick in the chat said, hey, Danny, Joey, and Landon. And then CJ said, speaking to the microphone, Joey. And then he said, worse, we can hear him now.
Damn. I'll leave.
Boom, roasted.
I'll show myself out.
Let's see. Nerdiest thing I've done this week. Are either of you familiar with a television show that was on in the 90s called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad?
Nope.
I heard of the name.
So during the kind of heyday of Power Rangers, everybody was looking for the thing where they could borrow like a Japanese like action show, take the clips, bring them to the United States, film them as a whole different series. So that was in that, Big Bad Beetleborgs and Masked Rider, Power Rangers, all of that. There was a series called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. VR Troopers, yes, CJ, that's a good one. But it's a series where this like evil entity creates viruses for this kid, and then this kid uploads them into tech that people are using. So it was like cell phones and watches and computers, whatever, and they'd start going haywire. Well, then the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad would have to go into the computer system. They would turn into these superhero characters, and then they would like combine in like mech suits, and it was kind of like Ultraman, but also had like a Power Rangers vein to it. Anyway, so I wasn't aware, and I hadn't thought about it in forever. CJ said that's a blast from the damn past right there. Right. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it at all. And then I logged into Crunchyroll the other day, and a movie came up on there called The Gridman Universe. And so I was like, what's Gridman? And so I started looking into it. Well, apparently that was the Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad was based on a Japanese series that wasn't called that. It was called Gridman. And but unlike a lot of those other clip shows, when they brought it from Japan to America, they kept the story relatively the same. They just made it with American children. So the clips made sense. It all fit within. Well, I guess in 2018, they started an anime series that continues that story. And they even put SSSS Gridman in the front of it. So SSSS is for Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, Gridman, and before it. And so I watched the 2018 series, the 2024 series, and am eagerly anticipating the next series to drop. But apparently they're trying to roll out like a whole expanded Gridman universe now that keeps that like original like character in while adding to it and adding new characters. But the anime was pretty good.
So essentially this was a thing that only popped up for American audiences once in like the 90s. And then in reality, it just kept going on in Japan, and we more or less had no idea, or at least the general audience had no idea.
Correct. Nice. That is correct.
Okay. Neat.
But yeah, it was a fun little, like CJ said, fun little blast from the past. Billy said that name just rolls off the tongue. It sure does.
No, it
doesn't. Mega Man Battle Network, the show. But anyway, that's the nerdiest thing I did this week. I did a deep dive on Gridman and realized that it was one of the Lawrence brothers too, was the main character in that, like Joey Lawrence, and I don't remember the other ones, but
nobody does.
The middle Lawrence brother was the main character in that series. But I just remember it being kind of fun to watch, and then so getting to watch kind of that same thing in anime form was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it.
Bring back childhood memories.
Yeah, a little bit. Nice. Landon, you want to talk about some news?
Oh, always.
Well, I'm going to fire those bullet points at you. Welcome to the Bullet Points, where we talk about some of, but certainly not all of the news going on in entertainment today. I will kick us off with anime news. Crunchyroll announced that at their South by Southwest presentation, March 16th, they're going to be giving a first look at the Sekiro No Defeat game anime based off of the FromSoft game Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So this will be their first foray into converting a FromSoft game into an anime. Sekiro, if you're not familiar, you play as a ninja working his way through a legendarily FromSoft difficulty game where you have to get the parry down perfectly to finish the game. And that is not my thing at all. So I am like permalocked on a villain in the game that I can no longer progress past, because there's this one guy that you just have to have perfect parrying for every single hit, or he kills you in one hit. He's not even the main boss of the game. He's just a random encounter that you have to get past, and it's like,
yeah, but blocking's for pussies.
yeah, not my thing at all.
Smash, smash.
CJ said, "Is it Madam Butterfly?" It is, isn't it? I don't believe it's Madam Butterfly. I don't think that is correct. But so that is, I don't know. It's pretty exciting. Sekiro's cool. I enjoy the game, even if I haven't finished it yet. But it took me forever to finish Bloodborne, and then I platinumed it. So I probably just need a little time to sit down and put my focus and attention back on it and see where I can go from there. Moving on to comic book news. IDW announced that the finale for the TMNT X Godzilla crossover is going to feature monster fusions. So it's going to be Leonardo fusing with Godzilla, Michelangelo fusing with Mothra, and you can see all. But so the monster is going to be fusing with the Ninja Turtle characters. Shredder is fusing with Mecha Godzilla. And so the final fight for this series is going to be all of them in giant kaiju form fighting each other. So if you get a chance and you're a fan of all of these Godzilla mashups that they've been currently doing in the comics, he did just recently destroy the Marvel Universe. Check out TMNT Godzilla for that kaiju finale.
I'm so glad they decided to make sure that their headbands also, or their masks also fused and stayed perfectly intact and grew to also match their fusions.
Yes, it's comic book logic, like the Hulk's pants.
Exactly.
Never rip.
Billy said, and I think these are words we can live by. You either live long enough to get good, or you love long enough to get wrecked, noob.
Nice.
CJ said, fusion, rah!
Put that on.
And Billy said, these are going to be the ugliest things ever fucking drawn.
Probably.
So careful, Billy. I don't have to get you permaban from Cutting Edge Hero. Landon, what do you have in gaming news?
All right, so the Wolverine video game finally has an official release date of September 15th.
Yes. When are pre-orders opening?
I didn't see that. I just know the official release is then.
Well, that's another thing you're gonna own.
Absolutely. I don't really pre-order games, but I'll be pre-ordering that one.
Yeah. This next one is more for Joey. Slay the Spire 2 is releasing on March 5th.
Multiplayer built in.
Yeah.
Game. No have to mod it. Nice. It's gonna be so much fun. You stab me, I'll kill you. Yeah.
But those are the main release dates that we have that I knew y'all would be interested in. But as for the actual stories, Fire Red and Leaf Green are being re-released on the Switch. I don't know how many of you here knew that, but they are already topping the eShop charts right now.
Wow.
Yeah, they haven't even been fully released. They fully release on February 28th. This is just with pre-orders.
So I'm not a Pokemon player, so this is not on my radar at all. But how old are those games that they're getting released?
They are, I don't know, these are about 20 years old at this point, I think. Yeah, these aren't like the original Game Boy versions. These are the Game Boy Advance remakes.
Oh.
But like these are still beloved versions of these games.
Second gen.
Or third.
Okay.
And it does not shock, and it really doesn't shock me that they're selling this quickly.
No.
Yeah, not at all. Pokemon fanboys are rabid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going like crazy too, so.
Mm-hmm. And here's a funny story for y'all. The Marvel Rivals community is demanding the takedown of a site that is offering bounties to grief other griefers and throwers.
That's so cool. Leave it up.
So for people out of the loop, a griefer is somebody that'll mess with other players in a not friendly way, i.e. messing with your own teammates or throwing matches. And yeah, there have already been some issues with it.
CJ said, "I support that business." What a great idea!
Yeah,
great.
It's a great idea, but believe it or not, people are taking advantage of this. For example, most of the bounties are not for known griefers or people throwing games. It's for the top 500 players of the game right now. So no, it's not taking care of griefers and people throwing matches. It's trying to take out other competition.
Great.
That's fucking. Of course, that's where it went. Here's a website where we're gonna fuck with people that are fucking with people. Never mind.
Let's look for this guy that's beating on all the 10-year-old gamers out there. But no, let's just take out the top 500 players.
Well, dude, people that throw matches in rivals like piss me fucking off. Like whenever I was putting a lot of time into rivals, man, I'd get so fucking mad.
Yeah. I'd walk in and you'd be yelling, "God damn it, what are you doing? I know you're better than this."
So, CJ, these aren't just mercenaries that are like trying to take out these other players. These are people that are supposed to queue up with matches with the other people and then throw the matches, grief, immediately disconnect after the round starts. They're trying to annoy the other people and ruin them from playing good.
Yeah.
That's how this is all working.
It started out with a good intent,
right?
See, here's the thing, though. Like, I'll see people who genuinely are like trying to play a game and get annoyed whenever their teammates aren't trying to play. But then I also see people who are playing the game and get annoyed when their teammates aren't playing the meta, that aren't playing whatever hero is performing best and whatever's the common matchup right now.
Yeah.
And are considering those people griefers or people that are throwing matches just because they'd rather play for fun than play to win. You know?
You'd rather play your favorite character.
Yeah, I would have been in that camp because I picked Wolverine. I didn't give a fuck what the rest of the team comp was.
Exactly.
No, we've got all brawlers. I'm still Wolverine.
Exactly. There are probably plenty of people who thought you were throwing the match or ruining the match for them because you weren't balancing out the teams or whatever.
Like I was never an Overwatch player and I don't play a lot of first person shooters. So I had Ben said, "Oh my God, is that really Landon? I know him."
Hi, Ben.
Our human relations specialist and fact checker extraordinaire, Ben Stewart, is in the chat. Whenever I first started playing Rivals, I was not good at all. And Ben said, to be fair, he was throwing his Wolverine. Anyway, as I played and got really, really good at it, then like if I jumped in the game as Wolverine, I carried. And that's really the reason I stopped playing is because it got kind of fucking boring because I'd get in a match and just do the same shit every time and we'd win. And it was like, okay. But yeah, there at first I was probably pissing a lot of people off because I had a very steep learning curve with Rivals.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what happens. And like, a lot of times whenever I did play multiplayer games, if I was off classing or wanting to learn like how a certain weapon worked and I was trying to learn how to do it in a multiplayer match, not ranked, just in like a casual match,
right.
I still got people who got really fucking pissed at me because I was trying to learn how this thing worked.
I
already know.
Ben, that's awesome. Do you have a new main or are you still rocking Psylocke? Anyway, I'm sure I pissed a lot of people off, but this site is definitely not, it's sad that it's not doing what it was intended to do. And it's just there to piss off
the best players in the game.
That said, you do that on your own free time, you piece of shit. Quick play isn't your hyperbolic time chamber. Anyway, and Cloak and Dagger and Gambit is who he's playing. He said he's in his healing era. Yeah. Anyway, you got anything else in gaming news?
No, that's pretty much all I had for gaming news.
We will move along to TV news. So the God of War series that is currently being produced by, I believe, Amazon, has finally cast its it's Balder, which if you've played the God of War Norse games, you'll know that Balder is kind of the main villain of the first game. Well, they've cast Ed Skeen, who played Ajax in Deadpool, as Balder, which I think is a great choice. He's a very good villain. He plays villains well. He kind of looks like a dick, so I'm kind of excited to see how that works out. I don't think we've gotten an announcement on who's playing Kratos yet. And that's going to be huge. Like that's a pivotal part of that series. Obviously, he's the main character.
They'll probably keep
And
that quiet.
They
for a
got to
while.
get the right person to play Kratos. I don't think there's a human being who's an actor that is fucking jacked enough to be Kratos, though.
Yeah.
Like Norse era God of War Kratos, that dude was just solid fucking muscle.
Mm-hmm.
CJ said, I thought it was Opie from Sons of Anarchy. I don't believe that's true, but if it is, please tell me. I would appreciate that bit of info. And then the final bit of news that I have, Netflix recently announced that they're trying to compete with the previously announced Monopoly movie that is coming out based around the Monopoly board game. Ben says Ryan Hurst is Kratos. Interesting. That'll be crazy to see if he gets jacked enough or if they just stick a silicone bodysuit on him.
Bodysuit.
Netflix has announced that they are making a Ticket to Ride movie. So the popular board game, tabletop board game, Ticket to Ride, is going to be turned into a movie at Netflix. So look out Bullet Train. This is now going to be the most popular train-based movie on Netflix.
All right.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
I don't even know where to go with that.
No, yeah. What do you say? to
It's
that?
Ticket to Ride.
Yeah. It's a game based on setting out the best train tracks and collecting more train tracks.
Right.
I mean,
What the fuck is the movie going to be about?
I for some reason, the only place my brain went to was Cannonball Run.
Right.
Just trying to get from one end of the country to the other as quickly as possible, but with trains?
CJ said if it's not set in the 1800s with a mostly Asian cast, I don't see it going anywhere. Ben said, I thought Polar Express was just Ticket to Ride at a Christmas setting. Question mark.
Oh man, there probably is a Polar Express Ticket to Ride.
Oh God.
Billy said, so a Ticket to Ride movie means the God is real and we have forsaken him. So anyway,
Thank you for that, Billy.
I hope this news didn't just graze you. This has been the bullet points. Oh shit. Welcome back to the show. So no reviews or anything because it's been a really slow couple of weeks for nerd entertainment. So we will move right along to our hit list. CJ said might need someone to check the temp in hell. This week for the hit list, we are talking about our 5 favorite shameless cash grabs. Billy said, like, the game is fun and all, but what are we supposed to do with a movie?
Exactly. What are we supposed to do with a movie, Billy?
Yes, exactly. That's
I'm
yeah.
gonna build a train. I mean,
I don't know.
Where
Like, is there Ticket to Ride lore to pull from for that? Like, I don't think there is.
check that. Somebody give me that answer.
But anyway,
Lore.
this week we're talking about our 5 favorite shameless cash grabs on the hit list. Welcome to the hit list. Drop my razor blade. We are talking about our 5 favorite shameless cash grabs. This can be from any media that you could think of. And we won't judge if, it's something completely stupid and you're an idiot. Anyway, Landon, do you want to kick us off with your number 5?
Yeah, I'll start with my number 5. I have Beyblade. Pretty much any of the anime series. So I'll admit I probably misunderstood what the prompt for this hit list was just a little bit. I was thinking of things that were trying to sell you other things mostly. So I'll give you a warning for that.
I think that's right.
That works.
That still works?
Yeah, I think that works.
If it's
all right. But yeah, Beyblade, with all the metal and the sparks that actually happen in that show, with all of everything clashing, it did make those tops look really awesome to like an 8-year-old boy that I was. So whenever you do go and I get my little Beyblade top and my friends all get theirs, and then we're all trying to fight in like that shitty plastic arena that they sell with some of the kits. And then it does nothing but kind of tink together a few times and then just end. Every time that anime comes back and they come up with a new series of tops, which I think they're on like a 10-year cycle for that at this point.
Yeah.
Just long enough for a new batch of 10-year-olds to try it again.
Bloody knuckles.
They've probably made so much money in just cheap, shitty metal, scrap metal that they can remold into those little outer, I forget what it's called, but the actual blades and the cores. Yeah. So I'm going with Beyblade.
They're like cast aluminum or something. They were like, yeah. Ben had a like Beyblade video game thing that it was the like rip it handle that the Beyblades went into, but like you connect it to your TV and then you just had to like pull as fast as you could and then they drop it in the screen and then they like bounce off of each other and shit. And it had a setting on it where you could like see who could spin it the fastest. And we made like a family competition of who could spin the Beyblade fast enough. And it wasn't even just like me and my brothers. It was like me, my brothers, my ex-wife, my mom, my dad, like everybody in the living room pulling on a stupid Beyblade like ripcord, just to see, who could get the fastest one. And that's literally the only fond memory I have of Beyblade.
It brought your family together. So like, you know what? I could believe that, CJ. I don't remember them being particularly dangerous when all me and my friends were playing, but maybe we just weren't that adventurous with the Beyblades. Maybe we were bored of them by the time.
I mean, if you ripped them fast enough, they would jump out of that little bitty dome and beat the hell out of your ankles.
You know what else was great slingshot ammo? The stuff from that game Crossfire. Metal balls. Fucking things.
Ball bearings. And lawn darts. I seen somebody mess with lawn darts. Those were great. We used to play, toss them at each other across the yard.
We had a cousin named Abe that got hit in the head with one of those.
Yep.
Had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Great toy for kids.
Anyway, Joey, what do you have for number 5?
Mine is a kind of a blast from the past. It's if anybody remembers the movie The Mask. They came out with a piece of shit sequel that I really loved, but hated at the same time. Son of the Mask. It couldn't really live up to the first movie. Jim Carrey was probably the greatest actor for that part, and he hammed it up great, and it was a good movie. And then they brought this out, and high hopes. They put it out there and said it was going to be the greatest sequel and all this stuff. They had more cameos and everything else in it, and it had a high budget and only made half the money back in show. So yeah,
that was oh, you were gonna say something, Danny?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, so you know how whenever you're younger you don't always have, like, you'll have fun with any movie, and then when you get older, you'll look back at what you enjoyed as a kid and be like, oh, this was hot garbage.
Shit. Yeah.
Son of the Mask was that for me. I loved it when I was a kid. I watched it all the time, and then I tried watching it like after like when I was like 16 or something, and I was like, "Oh, this is actual
horrible.
garbage."
Yep.
There is a significant age gap between Katrina and I, and the movie Master of Disguise. When it came out, I was like, "This is a piece of shit." Dana Carvey used to be funny. What the fuck is this? Katrina loves that movie because she's loved it since her childhood. But with her childhood, I was an adult and I thought it was shit. And so she's like quotes it all the time and stuff. And finally one day she was like, "We're gonna watch it." And we watched it together. And she's like, "See, it's good." And I was like, "This is
No,
so
it sucks.
fucking stupid."
Ugh.
I want to answer CJ's question here. Do we still have a cousin named Abe? No, we do not. Not because he died from a lawn jar, but because he was a step cousin and my uncle divorced his mom. So he was no longer
in the family.
No longer in the family. But anyway, let's see what we have in the chat for number 5s. Let's see. CJ's was the Star Wars Holiday Special. Yeah, that legendarily is bad.
Yeah.
And obviously they were trying to capitalize on the popularity of Star Wars, came up with all these dumb ideas. Some of them stuck around, like Boba Fett's first appearance was in the Star Wars Christmas special. Life Day has stayed within the Star Wars canon. That's only the only two things I could think of, but yeah. Billy's number 5, luggage fees at the airport. I've seen those fucking jets carry the goddamn space shuttle on their back. My suitcase being 15 pounds too heavy isn't going to change anything. Yeah, man, that's stupid.
That sucks.
Let's see. Don't have any other number 5s in the chat. All right, my number 5 is a movie that tried to capitalize on the popularity of kung fu and action movies in the 80s. It is The Last Dragon, produced under Motown, the Motown label. So Barry Gordy threw his name on it for literally no reason because he had nothing to do with the movie at all. It's a movie that takes place in Harlem. It's, plays heavily on themes of like Bruce Lee and other kung fu things, but, is very far from any actual knowledge of what martial arts is actually like, other than the fact that Tai-Mok was an actual martial artist. But I love that movie. Just fucking love it.
3 different copies.
Yeah.
DVD.
It was like a cross of like trying to capitalize on the popularity of Purple Rain,
right?
Trying to capitalize on martial arts and Bruce Lee, and music. It was trying to capitalize on the popularity of MTV.
Yep.
And somehow didn't do well at any of that, but still made a great movie.
Good memories.
Ben's number 5 is any Michael Bay Transformers movie after the first one. I'm with you on that. But only for the giant robots. They can just cut all the humans out and make one condensed movie that features all of the Michael Bay Transformers. Landon, what do you have for number 4?
All right. My number 4, it's the Barbie films. So there have been so fucking many of these movies. They go from something that's actually a decent plot with character development and shit to absolute hot garbage. There are so fucking many. And people have gone to the ends of the earth trying to figure out what is going on, because there are people who are convinced that it all takes place within the same universe and are trying to set up a timeline for how everything works. I've seen theories where people try to figure out, okay, so there's actually 3 timelines, and these movies are part of this timeline, and these movies are part of the sheer amount of insanity people will actually go for these movies. Make me like them a little bit. more than what I would if they were just their own.
Yeah.
If they were their own thing.
I was not aware this was a thing. That's fucking great.
You can find hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long video essays about this.
I'm going to talk to Damien about this because I guarantee you he knows and can give me some pointers on where to start. Like, I guarantee you my son knows all about this.
Ugh.
Barbie is the Joker of Mattel's New 52. Barbie is the Joker. Barbie's the Joker, the Batman, the anything of Mattel. All right? Mattel starts and ends with Barbie. Let's be real here.
Yeah. I can get behind that. Joey, what do you have for number 4?
My number 4 is any Disney live action movie.
Where the fuck is your thing? Hold on. Where'd it
Come
go?
on, that guy.
I found it.
He lost it. So yeah, I mean, the originals were great. You grew up with these movies, Lion King, Cinderella, all these things, and now they're coming out with live action movies that are just identical to the old ones, and it's just reaching for more money for the same thing over and over again. So,
yeah.
Yep. So Billy, I think you're not the only one who misunderstood what we meant by favorite cash grabs. But that's okay. Number 4 is in the chat. We've got Nightmares and Nerdscape. CJ's number 4 is the Ewok Adventures, both Caravan of Courage and the Battle for Endor. I remember the Ewok Adventure movies very fondly. They used to play on, I think, Disney Channel. Let's see. Billy's number 4, the Omen remake. The only reason that it was made in the first place was because the date was 6/06/06.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben said Pirates of the Caribbean. Has anyone actually ever seen the 5th one? I've never watched past the 3rd one.
I started it once and I don't think I ever finished it.
And CJ said, we're old, but we're not grew up with Cinderella old.
Damn.
He said there's a 5th one. Yeah, so my number 4, again, cash grabs that we are 5 favorite cash grabs in, the intent with the list where we knew they were shameless cash grabs, but we still loved them. But it can also be a list of 5 things you fucking hate. That's fine too. My number 4 is X2 Wolverine's Revenge. So trying to tack on to the second X-Men movie, they put out this game called Wolverine's Revenge, and it wasn't even the movie Wolverine in the game. It was definitely a comic book game. And the game was a blatant ripoff of a much better game called Mark of Kree, which was all about stealth combat, which was a blast. But X2 was just Mark of Kree, but you played as Wolverine instead. It was still great. Also, notably, Mark Hamill is the voice of Wolverine in this game. So I love this fucking game. It's got so many great Wolverine references, characters. He fights Sabretooth. He fights Omega Red. Ben's favorite X-Men character. He fights. It does so much for the comic characters of Wolverine actually showing up in a video game, and it's literally the only one where that's happened, with the exception of the one that is coming out September 15th. CJ said, "Oh God, that was such a horrible game. LOL. Origins was better, for God's sake." I really enjoyed it. I loved X2, Wolverine's Revenge. I thought that was great. Anyway, Landon, what'd you have for number 3?
All right. My number 3 is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. So, little history lesson for anybody who doesn't know. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga and anime was not meant to be a cash grab for the Duel Monsters game. It was actually its own thing, where the protagonist was playing people in a bunch of different games. Like in one episode, he could be playing dice, and the next episode, he could be playing Go, and the next episode after that, he just basically went around and kept beating everybody at whatever game they were playing at the time. And at one point he does fight somebody who is playing Duel Monsters. Well, that storyline and episode and main villain, Seto Kaiba, was so popular that they created the card game and then made the anime to try to sell the card game. It's just one of those fun stories that I think about all the time. It is like my Roman Empire, about something that did not start out as a cash grab to sell something and then slowly transformed into that as because it was more lucrative. And because of that, the writing for the anime is actually pretty decent. It doesn't follow the rules of the actual game at all.
Yeah.
But because it started out as an actual show and story, it actually retains some of that quality.
Yu-Gi-Oh has got such a lasting legacy for its origins to not be correct. Like, the card game is not even a major part of the manga. Yeah, totally agree. That's wild. Joey, what'd you have for number 3?
My number 3 is Zoolander 2. Now, Zoolander 1 came out, and I was like, okay, this looks retarded. So I had to watch it. I watched that movie, and I really enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed it so much, I made my friends watch that movie, and they hated me for it. So when Zoolander 2 came out, I had high hopes that, it was going to be worth something and be funny and be something I could torture my friends with again. But no, it failed me. It kind of rode on the coattails of the first movie. It had double the cameos of the original movie. There were so many more people in it, so much more money put into the movie, but it was just so stupid I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, legendary piece of garbage. CJ said his number 3 is the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Yeah, I can see that, with the exception of how cool Darth Maul is.
I do stand by the fact that Phantom Menace was George Lucas just wanting to do as much world building as possible, and nobody was around to tell him no.
Yeah, I think the worst thing about 1, 2, and 3 is that it was a very removed from, normal life George Lucas trying to recapture the magic that he had gotten in episode 4, 5, and 6 when he was when he started out as a struggling artist and director.
Tried to prove himself.
And instead he's, ran Lucas Arts and Lucasfilm and, lived off of, only having to, live off of his millions of dollars and never have to interact with anyone that he doesn't want to, and then turn around and try to write a Star Wars prequel trilogy, being that disconnected from the fandom. It was, it shows that he was, he didn't necessarily have his finger on the pulse for what Star Wars fans were aching for.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's some really cool stuff in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. But yeah, by and large, it's, Ewan McGregor's great. Darth Maul was cool. That's kind of it. Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the list.
Yeah.
He wanted to give a lot of detail to a lot of things that weren't interesting for the story.
CJ said it generated the best Star Wars video game ever made. I'm assuming he's talking about pod racers. Star Wars pod racers.
Probably.
I
was gonna make a snide joke of, this isn't lead to Force Unleashed, but you know what? Pod Racers does beat out. You're right.
Yeah. I will say the episode 3 video game was pretty fun.
Never played it.
Oh, you play through the whole movie basically, and you get to play as the different characters and do all the different lightsaber battles and stuff. And you get to play the Obi-Wan and Anakin fight at the end, and you can do it from either side.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, Joey, what did you have for number 3? Nope. Nope. We're on comments, and that's okay. Yep. So we don't have any others in the chat just yet. I will move along to my number 3. My number 3 favorite cash grab is Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. So this movie failed both critically and financially at the theaters. For all of the live action versions of the Transformers that have made it to the screen, this isn't the worst one. I would say that's probably the one before the
Dark Side of the Moon.
no, what's the one where they the Last Night? I'd say the Last Night is the worst one out of all of the live action Transformers movies. Rise of the Beast is great. We got our first on-screen cinematic versions of the Beasts from Beast Wars. Cheetor looked cool as shit. Optimus Primal was cool. The cool one of the weird things they did was that they included a second gorilla Transformer in it, and the origins of that is from a figure that was released alongside the original Beast Wars figures. That was another gorilla, even though the second gorilla never appeared in the cartoon at all. And so then whenever they rolled out the movie, they were like, oh, let's put this character in it. And everybody's like, where the fuck did this other gorilla come from? But yeah, great. Not a great movie, but a fun movie. And it was cool with God, what is his name? Ron Perlman voicing Optimus Primal. He wasn't the original voice of Optimus Primal, but he did voice Optimus Primal in one of the later animated series, and he returned to voice Optimus Primal for the movie, which I thought was pretty cool. Billy said there was a noticeable lack of Waspinator. Absolutely. Yeah, there was. You're right. Cool. We will wait on the other number 3s to drop in the chat, but in the meantime, let's move along. Landon, what do you have for number 2?
My number 2, it's the Pokemon anime. So similar to the situation in Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon has an interesting story in just how things unfolded with the anime coming out about, in that it's pretty much a backwards trip that any other show would have done. It started out as a video game, then got an anime adaptation, then got its manga adaptation. And then the anime, once again, barely follows the rules of the actual game at all, if ever. There's always some ass pull that lets Ash win in most of his fights.
Yeah.
Like, why did turning on the sprinklers in the Brock fight let him win by using electricity on Brock's Pokemon? That's not how anything works.
Yeah.
It's still ground, they're still ground types, even though they're wet now. You made Sabrina laugh, and that's how you got your badge. You didn't actually beat her. Okay, cool. It's meant to be a fun adventure rather than a straight up like fight anime. So I get why they just have funny little gags and random random ways for Ash to just win fights quickly and easily. But, you know, I still like the anime. It was a staple of my childhood.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's watching that and they're like, you know, God, I really hope Ash doesn't get into a really engaging Pokemon battle this episode, and that he just gets to make somebody laugh and not have to go through it. I'm sure that's what everyone was tuning in for every week anyway.
Yeah, that's what all
Ash to win.
That's what all the 8-year-olds were tuning in for.
Yep. Like, hope he doesn't fight anybody this week. Joey, what'd you have for number 2?
My number 2 is the mobile game Clash of Clans. It's a good game. It was.
Fuck did your number 2 go?
Where did you? Why do you lose shit?
Did I not put it in here?
You may not have.
Okay, keep talking. I'll get it in there.
Anyway, Clash of Clans, when it came out, it was a good game and it was fun to play. But the farther you got into the game, the longer you got into the game, the more time it took to upgrade things like walls and buildings and everything else. And then they put in the option to pay to finish off your buildings. So, you get something that takes 7 hours to upgrade in your village, and oh look, you can pay $15 to upgrade it instantly, or you can pay $10 to take an hour and a half off of that time, so you can get to your fighting and your gameplay faster. I mean, the game's great and it's fun to play, and if you use your money wisely and you just every once in a while donate to the game, it's
There
fine.
are no Clash of Clans active players using their money wisely. There's just that doesn't exist.
It doesn't happen. But
If you use your money wisely.
it turned into a pay-to-play game, and that's what it ended up. The guy with the most money is going to win anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what those games are set up to be. Like, they want people with hugely deep fucking pockets just deciding to be the greatest player of all time in
Right.
some game where they don't require skill and just money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still fun to play.
I mean, I guess you're getting more of a return on your investment than the lottery. I don't know.
If you're getting joy out of it, then yeah, maybe.
Maybe. CJ's number 2 is the Star Wars sequel trilogy. So that's 7, 8, and 9. I certainly can speak to how episode 7 was just a rehash of New Hope.
Yeah.
Episode 8 is what the fuck. And episode 9 is very brief.
Yeah.
The story does never have time to move or breathe appropriately. There might have been a good Star Wars film in there had it had the time to do it correctly, but J.J. Abrams was trying to mash his episode 8 and 9 into one film, and that's why you get no like long story beats, like Chewbacca dying in this scene and then being revealed to be alive 8 seconds later, because there was just no time to live with that, because he couldn't fit it. There wasn't enough time to fit both of his stories into one movie. Absolutely. Completely agree with that. All right. My number 2 will take you back to 1989. It is the Legend of Zelda animated series that aired with the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yep.
Link notably is the non-speaking protagonist of most of the Legend of Zelda games. So of course, whenever they finally let him speak on a television show, he is an idiot, and he says things like, what is it? Nice going, princess.
Something like that.
Nice going, princess, or whatever it was. Yeah, just absolutely annoying. But I love that series.
Yep.
He says that was CJ said that was not a cash grab, but it was amazing. I mean, I think it was Nintendo and the syndicated television networks trying to make more money off of the Legend of Zelda. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Billy. Well, excuse me, princess.
Yep, that's it.
Trying to make money off of the popularity of Legend of Zelda at the time and other Nintendo games. But yeah, I love that. I loved it because it was like, I loved Legend of Zelda games, and then here's, Link and Zelda on screen. And so as a child, I was like, fuck yeah. Because in 1989, I was 7 years old. So little 7-year-old Danny, hell yeah. But as an adult, it's kind of trash. Yep, for sure. Landon, are you ready?
Yep.
Have you prepared yourself
Hold on, let me stretch a little bit first.
Stretch.
to give me your number? Landon, you're number 1, please.
All right, my number 1, it's Bakugan. I watched the entire first few seasons of this show whenever I was a little kid. And because of this show, I bought so many of those little plastic toys to just pop open whenever they get on any metal surface. I got the normal sphere ones. I got the trap ones that were like the different shaped ones that when they come out, they're supposed to do some sort of effect. Yes, it is Beyblades too, CJ. You're 100% right. Anyway, I got the Deca ones. Do you know what those are? They're the giant fucking ones that are supposed to be like this big. And it worked the exact same. It was just for show. But I love those things, and all my entire family was paranoid that I was going to bring that thing close to any electronic and just fuck it up.
Oh shit!
But I spent a decent portion of my allowance / birthday gift availability / whatever on Bakugan, and I feel like a cash grab that has taken enough of my cash / my parents' cash has to be put at my number one.
Nice.
I love it. Yeah, they're even less functional than Beyblades.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey, what did you have for your number one?
My number one would be the Power Glove from Nintendo. So they rushed in to get this thing out, and they made a movie out of it, and they pushed
Wizard.
so hard for this thing to be the most amazing thing in the world, for it to just be ultimate trash. It didn't work well. It didn't function like it was supposed to. It didn't help you out any. It was hard to use, but still to this day, I want one.
I mean, Freddy Krueger used one in Nightmare on Elm Street 5, I think.
The video game.
Yeah, to control a kid like a marionette.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things is it sucked to play games with, but it was really cool to have a Power Glove.
Right.
Yeah.
Every kid wanted one.
Absolutely. I can agree with that. CJ's number one up here. He said he had to step away for a second. I believe he's back. Yeah. His number one is Christianity as the number one, his number one favorite shameless cash grab. And yeah, I can agree with that. I can, yeah, it's a multi-billion-dollar tax-free.
Wait, you think it's a shameless cash grabs? Do you know how many pastors work so hard to get their $1 million jets to fly them away from all of their parishioners whenever things get a little too heated? You think it's a cash grab, CJ? How dare you?
That's perfect. The timing on that was great. Now you're playing with power. Yeah. Could not agree more. My number one. Jeff Bezos personally spent billions of dollars to be able to make this, and it isn't good by the Lord of the Rings movie standards, or by anyone that's a fan of Lord of the Rings. It doesn't necessarily fit into the canon the way you would like it to. It changes some main characters and changes some big parts of the main story of Lord of the Rings, but I will say I thought Rings of Power was a lot of fun. And if you could ignore the fact that it's bastardizing Tolkien, it's a fun fantasy series. I enjoyed it.
I really hold off from watching that because I didn't know if it was going to ruin anything for me.
No, because they couldn't touch the actual canon of Lord of the Rings at all for this, because New Line Cinema still owns all the rights to it. So they had to stay away from anything actually within the Lord of the Rings books.
Okay.
But they could use the Silmarillion and the Lost Roads and Other Tales and other Tolkien properties. They just couldn't use Lord of the Rings proper, so they had to stay completely away from anything related to the films. But I still think it's good.
Still worth watching.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I
I have to break down and watch it.
I don't know that it's going to get another season. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But it's maybe it'll go further than the Wheel of Time series did. 3 seasons.
I don't think I made it through season 1.
Billy said Bezos Rings of Power is way more fun than because Washington Post. And Billy said this one I actually like. Theme pinball machines. Adam's
Hell
Family
yeah.
Pinball, Godzilla Pinball, Bill Paxton Pinball.
I love pinball. I still play him when I see him.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. It's really hard to mess up pinball at this point. Like it is like it's down to a science, honestly, when it comes to making a pinball machine. So you can just throw whatever you want and you can figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, agreed. I'm a sucker for a pinball machine. Also virtual pinball.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I'll just play pinball on my PS5. Like just cause
I think Windows had
spend way too
pinball
much time
game
on that.
that we used to play.
CJ says Sonic Spinball is one of my top 5 video games of all time.
I played a lot of Pokemon pinball in my day.
Yeah. I've never been good at pinball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
people with like their high scores at the top that are in like the millions.
Yeah.
Never been that good. I've never been good at pinball. But I'll play pinball for way too long.
Right.
Not good at it though. Never have been. If there's an art to it, I don't know. I just try to hit the ball at the right time.
Right.
I don't know.
Make
I
the
don't know
bells and
what.
whistles go off. That's all that
Somebody's
matters.
good at it somewhere. I'm not. It's not me. That's not a skill I have.
There is a pinball wizard out there somewhere.
Yeah, there's people that are good at pinball. I'm just not one of them. Despite the fact that I've spent way too much time playing pinball. I guess is what I'm getting at. I don't ever get better. Is the thing. Yeah. The quality of my pinball playing stays
Has
at the
stayed
same
flat
level, regardless
your
of the
whole life.
amount of time I put into it. I need a coach. I need a pinball coach. I need someone to listen, kid, you're doing it all wrong. You got to bump when you grind. I don't know. Billy said that blind, dumb, deaf kid was pretty good,
Yeah.
or so I've heard.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so this has been your hit list. Gentlemen, what are we talking about next week? CJ said, is pinball a euphemism here? It is not. It is not. If it was, I'd be
could
talking
make
about
it
how
one.
good I am at pinball. I'd be like, God,
I bounce my balls off everything.
I'm incredibly talented, but fat.
Nice.
But yeah, so what are we talking about next week, guys? Not to put you in a spot here. I came up with this one.
Yeah.
Not everybody at once.
Top 5 old school video games.
5 favorite retro video games. I feel like
Yeah.
we've done that fairly recently.
Have we done that? Have we done mythological creatures?
CJ said machine starts tilting before you even put it in the slot. Oh shit.
Nice.
Let me see. Any ideas up her?
Okay. Favorite Star Wars characters?
Favorites? No, I don't
Yeah.
think favorite Star Wars characters is a good list.
Hmm.
I don't think that's I mean, I feel like we've done it.
Have we done board games?
I don't think we have.
I know.
Our 5 favorite tabletop games?
I'm down with that.
Games, yeah.
Tabletop games.
Okay. So I don't know if Ticket to Ride's going to be on that list, but I think Ticket to Ride will be in my top 5 favorite board game to movie games ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
But anyway, for this week, this has been the hit list. Welcome back to the show. I think that right up there with Battleship. Yeah, forgot Battleship. What
Battleship,
other
that was a
board
movie.
games have been turned into movies? What other? I wouldn't say like you can't count D&D. I mean that's a TTRPG, but just like a
Right.
tabletop game. Like what else has been turned into movies? Battleship.
Yeah.
I know Monopoly is
Clue.
getting a movie. Clue.
Clue.
It was a
fuck.
movie. That was a
Clue.
good movie.
Yeah. CJ Mancala, but it was called Blood Diamond.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else
Yeah.
besides that. Clue and Battleship. There's got to be something else.
Yeah.
There's got to be another one. Anyway, doesn't matter.
We'll have more next time.
Yeah. But anyway, that kind of does it for us for this week. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for jumping in the chat. Had a good time. Joey, got anything you want to say to the nice folks?
Yeah. No, thank you for being here with us. I had a great time. Glad to be here with my brother.
Get the fuck away from me.
It's always fun.
Landon, what are you thinking?
Just like every week, really thank y'all for coming in and watching. You all are the part that actually makes this all a show. So really thank you for coming in and being here with us.
Yeah. Let's see. Billy says, I want to say tic-tac-toe, but I can't remember if that was real or The Simpsons. Yeah. So
Rock, paper, scissors.
great show. You guys have been great, and we've been Cutting Edge Hero.
See y'all.
Bye.